Hello, everyone. It's Candice Dickinson here, and I am sitting with the amazing Drake Frost, who is the director of our upcoming production of Finding Nemo Jr. Hi, Drake.
Hello, Candice.
Hi. I'm so excited to talk to you. This is so crazy. I just had the pleasure of working with Drake in Footloose as Ren. You guys probably recognize him. His hair's a little bit shorter. I know. So let's talk about this show, your transition from actor to director. How did you get roped into Finding Nemo Jr.?
Well, we had just finished Footloose, I think. It might have been actually during it. But Miss Sheila, the kids at HART head director, approached me and she was like, hey, would you be interested in co-directing Finding Nemo Jr.? And I was like, but I'm so busy. And then I was like, oh wait, no, I'll be done with Footloose. And then I was like, oh, absolutely. I would so enjoy that. Yeah. And that was how I got into it.
I love it. I mean, it makes perfect sense. You've been at HART for a really long time now,
yeah,
and
like
in theater.
10 or 11 years or
right?
something.
So tell the audience a little bit about that, because it's a big transition to go from acting to directing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, like I said, I've been doing this for like 10 or 11 years, 25 or so shows.
I know.
So a lot of acting experience. I've also done sound, and I've helped backstage. So and what really helps with that is doing sound. I get a better perspective on how I should approach acting.
Yeah.
And then moving on to what we are now, directing. Holy moly.
It totally changes it, right?
Yeah. I have a completely different approach to how I would act now, which is crazy.
It is. You totally do. You start thinking of things way differently. And I think it makes total sense for someone like you. You can kind of tell as, a mentor, a director at the theater, the people who you're like, they might be a good director, because you'll suggest notes. In Footloose, you'd be like, so what do you think about this? I was like, he wants to direct.
This line, I think it could be better.
Yeah. So I feel like you already had that curiosity, which, is not everyone has it, and that's totally fine. Not everyone needs to turn into a director, but we'll see how you feel after this experience if you still want to be one. I think you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the show. How about most people know it. It is a Disney classic, but will you give the people at home a little synopsis?
All right. Well, Finding Nemo, it's about a father and son, Marlin and Nemo. Marlin being the sort of overprotective father, and Nemo being the curious, adventurous fish. And one day, it's Nemo's first day of school, so they send him off to school, and Marlin the whole time's freaking out. But Nemo ends up getting captured, and he gets taken to a tank over in what is it?
P. Sherman
42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. I should have that memorized by now. And it's the story of Marlin's trek to go find Nemo, and him learning that it's okay to let your kid go. And it's also the focus on Nemo while he's in the tank, learning that it's okay to be by yourself and to have to do things by yourself.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a coming of age story for both of the people, both as a parent and as a child. Yeah. And it's so cute, y'all. We just got done with rehearsal. I cried 3 times. It's so adorable. Oh my gosh. All of them are just so great, and you've done a really good job.
Thanks.
So let's talk about maybe some challenge. Oh, no, actually, no, first. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's talk about the message of the show. We kind of said a little bit about what it's about, but what are you hoping that the audience gets from the show?
I think the biggest message that I want to get across with this show is family.
Yeah.
And the connection of Marlin and Nemo. Both of our actors, we have an older kid who's done plenty of stuff here at HART, but we have a new kid. His name's Sam. He's very cute. But he's just come in, and it's really great to see the connection between the two. And that's what I really want to the show to come across, is this connection of family, and this, especially with that. The coming of age story of Nemo and the acceptance of Marlin.
Absolutely. I think that our audiences are really going to love it. Obviously, this is a very family-friendly show, so I know we're going to have a lot of parents in the audience, and I definitely think there's going to be some heartstrings pulled. Yeah. All right. So
and also to cry. That was what I told Candice.
That's my goal.
It will be a success if everyone is just bawling by the end of it. It'll be great.
Terrible goals. So let's talk about some challenges you may have had to face. I mean, I'm sure there was a few. A first-time directing role is always really hard. Plus, you have a cast of how many kids?
20 kids. I think
20 kids under the age of 18.
Yeah.
How old's your youngest? Like 6?
Yeah, like 6 to 17.
Yeah, so
so
we were really like doing it easy for Drake here on his first.
Yeah, we had. I mean, like. It would have been even worse if we had like a flood right in between our rehearsal dates. That was a big thing. We lost a week of rehearsals because there was the huge flood. That was a big thing to come. But that's
a huge obstacle
out of my hands.
Absolutely. And to your point though, we didn't reschedule anything, so they really just lost that time. But I really do think you guys are in a good spot. But you're right, that was a really big one we had to overcome.
Yeah. But in general, as a director, the one thing that I've never, the biggest challenge, I would say, is like the communication. Because there's like so many people you have to communicate with. You have to go to the lighting person and the sound person and the set person and then the technical director and the painters. And you got to make sure they all know what each person's doing. And then the choreographer has to know what the set is. And it's like, woof.
It is. Yeah, you're in charge of all of it. You're really it was funny actually. When I started being interested in directing, I actually shadowed Steve Lloyd here at HART. And I remember he was working on Brigadoon, and he told me something that has always stuck with me about directing a musical. He said, directing a musical is like landing a plane. You have to like keep your eye on everything, and you're just trying to get it so that it's steady enough when you get into tech week that it can land. And I've always like kept that visual in my head because it is. You have to. There's so many people you have to coordinate with. Costumes, and you want it all to fit into your message.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that's a big challenge. Now, what about the opposite? So what's your favorite part? Either like a favorite part of the show or your favorite part of the process, or both?
Both. Definitely getting to talk with the set designers and help design the set was a big, that was super fun for me. Like the lighting, I sat down with the person who did our lights, and I was like, here's what I want. And we're going to do all this crazy stuff in spotlight, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, so I think more of the visual stuff was exciting for you?
The visual stuff was quite exciting.
Yeah.
And then also getting to sort of do a deep dive with some of the older kids in the cast into how to approach the acting and try to give them notes on how to improve themselves. Like our Marlon, I've been friends with him for a while, but now I'm the director, and I'm like, all right, bud.
Yeah, what a crazy transition. Yeah. I knew that you would be excited about the set too, because Drake has actually been helping Tom, our technical director, for over a year now. Yeah, coming in like once a week and helping with sets. So yeah, it's even more fun when you have some artistic license, isn't it? Instead of just like, oh, this is my checklist. Yeah. Okay, and now, well, we've talked about all the good stuff, all the bad stuff, all the hard stuff. What is the reason that people need to come and see this show?
I think the reason that you should come see this show, since it is a Disney classic, I'm sure most of you have seen the movie and you felt the feelings about the movie, but let me tell you that there's something special about theater that a movie can't quite capture. It captures something different, but not quite what theater can. And this story especially, like Candice said before, she cried 3 times. You truly feel like you're in the story when you're here at the theater and you're watching the people with their emotions. And I think that's why. I think it gives you a different perspective of the story with a little theatrical flair.
Absolutely. Well, and this is also a musical version because the Disney, you know, has underscoring, but they don't sing. Where this is, so, and I always think things are more emotional. They affect you more when it's a musical. Well, thank you, Drake.
Thank you,
well, guys, y'all need to come and see Drake's directorial debut in Finding Nemo Jr. You also just want to see it because, y'all, it is so cute, so sweet. It's just beautiful. So please come. It is going to be playing November 1st through the 10th. We're going to be doing Friday nights, but then Saturday and Sunday matinees at 2 o'clock. Okay, so you have double the matinees for this show. Tickets, of course, are available at hearttheater.org, and we are going to have so many fun things for you. There's going to be fun opportunities to take pictures with puppets of the characters in the lobby, so you can come and take some pictures with your kids. It'll be so great. We'll see you there November 1st through 10th, Finding Nemo. Bye, y'all.